brief. Okay, Esquire. So this is it. Somebody's reading it, says, "Hi, Wakili. We are a family of 3. Our parents passed on. My dad had properties that he passed on to us. We also came to find out that he was equally in debt. Does his debt automatically become ours, or is there a way to get out of this?" Now, we have seen, and I don't know if we have experienced, but we read it a lot. Recently, you see, there's a story of that tobacco company that was not too far off from here. You know the one I'm referring to?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So then, you know, when the old man passed on, oh, man, it's like built out of Legos. Everything came a tumbling down. We have got legacy projects. Oh, nani alikuwa na hoteli fulani. Akienda sasa now receivership. Buddha did not tell us what was cooking. We have inherited property, but man, he has gone. Those were his accounts. But they say, no, that is now, when it passes the baton, that's why most people will say, apana. Because you guys you are not really directly involved in the business, like, and not to stereotype. Like you see, you find this happening more or less a lot with Miros. Miros would be black people like you, brother. When it comes to the people from South Asia, tends to be more of a seamless transition. We're not talking about the moral side of this, Baba. But Esquire, what does the law? No, what do you say first of all to this? How do we usually do it, bro? He breaks it down, eh? Yeah.
You know, I say my uninformed opinion.
Thank you. Yes.
And then he informs us.
Thank you.
My uninformed opinion, is that...
no, look, if you have experienced such things, just share.
No.
Your people don't have debt.
When my dad passed on, usually when people come to the funeral, they say, "Oh, alikuwa na 500 yangu lakini nimemwachia."
That's not funny, but it's very funny.
Because usually the whole reason why we have that whole ceremony is so that we can forgive debts. Anybody who says, "Oh, bado na die," usually in African culture that is frowned upon. So if you have to talk, if you're not the family member, then you're a debtor who has to forgive and clear the account, so that people know that indeed you have cleared that account.
Sharp.
And we say thank you, and we give you your flowers when you're still alive. So as far as I'm concerned, when somebody dies, the debt dies with them. Even if it's a bank, so there are those insurances for losses, ne? For example, if I was to do a bank loan and then of course
that's insured.
Yes, that's insured.
Yes.
So if I don't pay, then the insurance is supposed to cater for that. So I will assume that when you die, your debts die with you. Assets, however, that is why there's next of kin. I don't think there's next of kin on a loan. There is, so that they can find you if you default, but if you die, debts will die with you. But that's just me.
That's very interesting. Esquire, I think it was towards the tail end of the last regime. There's this deposit fund that holds on to monies of people deceased.
Unclaimed assets.
That one.
Yes.
And the money's in there. We could build a few roads.
Okay. A lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
In fact, it was in the tens, if not, okay, I'll be conservative, in the tens of billions.
Yeah.
And they're like, people, come and claim something. I'm assuming that people tend to be lazy. I don't want Kwachi's bank account. Me, what I need is that you see that plot there. Yeah. There might be money there, but me, I want that one.
Or maybe they just don't know. Because again, the people, the previous generation, our parents, were not very forthcoming with what they did with
There we go. That's true.
So they'll be like, you probably have an account that has millions in it, but you never told anybody.
But
so when you pass on, nobody knows that account exists, so that they can go claim.
Yeah, but if my lawyer's as good as Ngugi here, Homeboy's gonna find out.
If your lawyer is as good as, but how many people do you know that had lawyers?
So you're saying some people these people who come to claim, their lawyer is either briefcase or they're their own lawyer. I get you. So, okay. Now, that is us as laymen. Because to me, I'm like, listen, somebody has got a debt. Most people come for property and to assets. And there's all this money, and like Locke said, that what's that fund called again, please?
Unclaimed assets.
Unclaimed assets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, and you heard them, and I know you, and Locke, I don't, because the management of the unclaimed assets were like, people. Come and check if your person is here. What's the way forward here?
You know, these guys, for them, it's not money that is available. It's money that is unavailable.
Yes.
Yes. So the guy took a facility,
Yes.
etc., and now the debtors are at the door knocking.
Yes.
But I don't agree with what Locke said.
Oh,
He's saying that once you die with your debts.
Yeah.
That's not the legal position. The legal position is that once you die, you should get representatives, either the ones you have willingly appointed through writing a will, and you call them executors. So you appoint, because Kwach is your boy, you appoint him and say he's going to take care of all my debts, or make sure that all my debts are paid up. Or when you die without a will, you're going to have to go. The estate has to go through the process of succession and appointment of a personal representative, somebody who comes in and steps into your shoes. And under Section 83 of the
You
Succession
into your
Act,
shoes, this you are referring to you as the deceased.
you as a deceased person.
Okay.
So the personal representatives come and step into your shoes, and they continue running your what we call it, estate. In this case, your properties and
teacher?
all that. Yeah.
Now, this all takes time. Meanwhile, let's assume this is a Kwach Bank. So, Yandi, they've got the title deed, ne? So obviously there's interest accruing. All of these things you're talking about, it doesn't take 2 weeks.
It will not take 2 weeks. It will take it's a process.
Thank you.
But the personal representative is able to move to court quickly to say that there's something urgent that needs to be resolved. So, for example, if you pass on today, your family members can, if they are faced with a situation where people are knocking at their doors and they are demanding to be paid up because there's an amount owing to them, or your wife is aware that there was a facility that was being paid up, she is able to say, okay, maybe what I can do for now is rush to court, get temporary letters of administration, and rush to court and file maybe an application to maybe stop this process of the interest from running. But it may not be possible to the bank. There are clauses you sign off which say that you're going to pay, or your personal representatives are going to pay. So you may not be able to pay, for example, for the banks. But for other people who may be pressuring you, maybe they want to come and take your property. They want to come take your sofas, take your car to maybe auction. They may have started off the process when the person was alive. And now they are knocking at the door, and you are faced in this situation. You may rush to court, become a temporary administrator, then file an application to stop them until hopefully you are able to finalize the process of administration of the succession process. So that's one angle of how the law can come and protect you. But did you know that when administrators come in, when you pass on, the first thing that is listed under the Succession Act that needs to be cleared are your funeral expenses Number 2, your legal fees, expenses of a legal administration.
They've got a good gig.
Number 3,
where does medical bills come from? Funeral expenses, I get that. Okay, sorry.
So the expenses, and then now you need to also clear the debts before you go to the distribution.
Wow.
Before you go to...
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, this listener is asking questions about, now we have been given our assets. Should we also go ahead and pay?
Oh, let's be clear. It will not get to you. You are coming last.
Yeah, it comes last. That piece of land will come last.
Ouch.
If there's an outstanding amount...
That is paid first.
That is what the court, during the succession process, is going to order that the administrator ensures is cleared. Because, again, there's something that I have noted in my day-to-day legal practice. A lot of people forget that they are supposed to be accountable to the courts. So you go through the succession process, you take more than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, because you went to court for confirmation and you are told, okay, Quach gets 5 acres, Locke gets 2 acres.
Yes.
And then the balance of 2 million shillings in this account,
it is divided
between the two of you. People go, they access this money, they access the titles, and move on with their lives. And forget they're supposed to come back to court and account. The administrators are supposed to come back to court within 6 months and say, okay, you gave these orders, we are coming back to confirm that this was already done. But a lot of people, in my day-to-day practice, I have noted, they just forget the moment you access the accounts.
No, but then look, call me slow. But Esquire, you said, I am deceased. Edward CFK is gone. First of all, take care of expenses to plant me 6 feet under. Second is legal. Yes? 3 is liabilities. Then number 4, that's when I get 2 acre. Sorry, I get the 5 acre, you get the 2 acre, and then we divide the nani. How are we then able to flip that disc so that we deal with ours first and then deal with liabilities last?
No, the law is you first deal with liabilities.
Yes.
Then you enjoy the other things.
But you just said that there are some...
No, but you see, what he's saying is, there are instances where, so this is if you are going through a legal process, then it will need to go in that order. But assuming you've already sorted out even when you come to that stage of now you are about to enjoy the fruits, quote unquote, you still need to report to court and say, we have sorted this, and we have already divided.
Seriously?
So yeah, you have to report that enyewe tumechukua chakula sasa tuko karibu kukula. Which I don't think, and I'm actually surprised that is a thing, because
most people don't do that.
No, why would you go back to court to say, report and say, oh, by the way, ile shamba mlitupa tumeichukua. Isn't that not also a charge on its own?
Thank you. So what happens? Are you sanctioned?
You're not sanctioned, and I think that's a gap.
It's
a gap in our laws.
yes.
And that's why people just disappear. But also the interesting scenarios where people have gone and started off a process and they have not completed it.
Yeah.
And so what will happen is, the case is still alive in court.
Yes.
But after these 6 months, I was reading a judgment the other day from a high court in Nyeri.
Yes.
Where the judge decided to dismiss this petition, succession petition, and said, hey, the 6 months have lapsed, close this file. You did not start off the process. And so you wake up one day 5 years later or 10 years later and you want to now transfer because maybe there was infighting. Family members.
Yeah. I can see where we're going.
And you're saying, now we need to, you have presented this document at the registry. They say, you need to bring proper documents, certified documents. It has to be certified by a judge. You take it back to this judge, and the judge has to call for the file.
Yes.
The file was already closed.
Yes.
And you're frustrated. So the reason why people need to go back and account of finalized processes is to make sure that you close these books, you don't get frustrated by the system that we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I love this, man. Esquire, that's what the law says. And I like the way you've elucidated very well. Now, but the point is this, and you said now, Locke, let's be clear, there are debts that you owe institutions.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, there's a lawyer, that's obviously, there are no if, buts, whats. There are very few gray areas there. And you've told us the process. Now, in 2020, Locke gave me, is the one who, what's it called when Ilaya Chama, it's called guarantor.
Guarantor.
That's the one, And your signature number 2. Sasa, I did pay. So now that goes. Locke, do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You don't pay also, eh? Very good. So, that's how this man got into debt. Mimi nisha safiri. I said the kaya isu. How damn does he get his? Because to me, the circle is nothing. How does he get his color?
So he needs to come. You remember at this point where we file a petition, it is gazetted, and within 6 months, you as a family, you're supposed to go for confirmation of grant. And some personal administrators have already been appointed. So you need to go for confirmation of grant.
Sharp.
But the moment after filing, there's a gazette notice that goes out informing the public, hey, there is a succession case, and so is going to be appointed as a personal administrator.
Right.
And within now 6 months, they will go back and confirm. This period of 6 months is given by the gazette notice. Once you are informed about such a case, you as a creditor, you should be able to dash to court and protest. So how do you protest? You file in your papers through an affidavit.
There for a second, sorry, but there for a second I thought about placard.
No, you come into court and say, hey, I am interested in this estate.
Right.
I gave our guaranteed money in a circle.
Yes.
Here is the paperwork.
Yes.
So I want to be paid first. I want my debt to be paid. And so the court, during the confirmation, will be able to say, okay, fine, we've seen there's someone else here, how much is owed? Okay, you've proven. We see the contract, we see the circle documents. Okay, fine, we are going to pay you. So when the confirmation is out, you find the judge saying the money in this bank account shall be also distributed to this debtor.
Now, here's the best bit, and this is the best bit of the day for me. You see the way he's just basically broken that down.
Yeah.
And this is where you are a master. Because now this is the final bit of the question. Because you've broken down the law. Homeboy wants to know, is there a way to get out of this? Advocate, you got 3 minutes.
Yes, there's a way to get out of this, but this homeboy has failed to tell us if he has filed for succession. He's gone to court for succession. And so the first thing they need to do is, first to answer him, does this debt automatically become ours? Yes, it becomes yours. And how to deal with it is go and start off the process of succession and include this debtor on your schedule of distribution. So include this person. Show some goodwill so that once the confirmation of grant is issued, there will be a direction that the money in X account will go to this debtor.
Okay, so what you're saying is that at the end of the day, we'll still pay.
You have to pay. There is no other way.
But this guy looks like he wants to, like he ilikuwa ya father mimi singili your story.
So what will happen is, if an estate owes money, you see the debtor has an option. We can run to court, get a court order, and come after the estate and say, hey, I have a court order against this estate. If you don't pay me within this period of time,
We'll sell the plot.
we'll send some auctioneers,
Bas.
or we'll get you arrested,
Bas.
and we need this done. So you'll be caught in all this
I
if
like
you're not
this, yes.
being cordial with your debtors.
So be cordial about it, and go and you start the process of succession
Yes,
and list this debtor in the.
in the schedule of the people who are owed money by the estate.
I love it.
A good
Yeah.
question. But let me ask. So,
You got 1 minute. Ne?
yeah. So, say Quach is my dad, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Quach goes, yeah? Touchwood. And,
Why do you have to make me the father figure?
oh, Baba, we have a minute.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
And then I start the succession. But as I'm doing this, once I'm done, I notice there was a debt. What then happens? I already succeeded.
Oh, you've already finished?
Yes.
The
Then I
succession
notice there's
process?
a debt, yes.
You notice there's a debt to that.
Yeah.
Well, if the debtor is not chasing after you, then you're safe.
Very nice. Thank you.
Esquire, always a pleasure. 30 seconds. I know you could do this very quickly. Now, there's a LASK dinner for UON alumni. I understand it's the first of many.
It's
Why
the first
now?
of many on this coming Friday at a new tier. It's called what? 5-star hotel in the city.
Yes.
Yeah?
Glee.
The first of its
Yes.
kind.
Mm.
You've never had any university doing such a dinner.
Why now?
In
You
such
have
a
9 seconds.
hotel. Why now?
Yeah.
Because we need to network, we need to get to know each other, and we need to give back to our university.
Bye. Thank you.
Sugar and spice and everything nice. Oh yeah, spice it up.
Spice up your life.
It's now 6 p.m. Get effective relief from strong pain with Panadol Extra. Panadol. Relief starts here.
Spice.